You're watching a movie, or maybe you're talking to a friend and they hit you with this question. What have you been up to? You hear it all the time, right? And it seems so simple, but it can totally make you stop and think, wait, what do they actually want to know from me?
Yep, that's the one. What have you been up to? It's one of those phrases that native speakers just throw around all the time. It's a super common, friendly way to get a chat going. But let's be honest, if you're not totally sure how to handle it, it can feel a little bit awkward.
So have you ever heard this and just kind of frozen for a second? Like, should I tell them my whole life story or just say, I'm fine, thanks? Well, you know what? All that confusion, it ends today. We are going to break this whole thing down so you can ask it and answer it like you've been doing it your whole life.
All right, first things first. You need to know that this isn't just one question with one meaning. Nope. Depending on the situation, it can actually mean a few different things. So let's dive into the 3 big hidden meanings.
That's right. There are 3 main contexts, and once you get these down, you'll basically have the superpower of knowing exactly what someone is really asking you every single time. It's the key to the whole thing. Okay, meaning number 1, and this is probably the most common one, the reunion. Just imagine you bump into an old friend you haven't seen in, like, 6 months, or maybe even a few years. When they ask, what have you been up to? They genuinely want an update. They want to hear the big stuff. Did you get a new job? Go on any cool trips? They're asking for the highlights reel of your life since you last saw them.
Second, we've got the casual check-in. This is for people you see way more often. Think about a coworker you see on Monday morning or a friend you just saw last week. In this case, the question is so much lighter. It's more like saying, hey, anything new and interesting happened since we last talked? It's super low pressure, just a friendly way to open up a conversation.
And number 3, this one is all about the tone of voice. Picture this. A parent walks into a room that has suddenly gone completely silent, and their kid is just sitting there, trying to look all innocent. When that parent asks with a certain tone, so what have you been up to? It's not a friendly question anymore, is it? It's more of an accusation like, okay, what kind of trouble were you just getting into? It's definitely less common, but trust me, when you hear it, the context and the tone make it totally obvious.
Now, what's really cool is that the grammar of the phrase itself gives us a huge clue about what it means. I know. Grammar can sound boring, but this is actually pretty interesting. It looks a little complicated, but the logic behind it is super simple. Let's break it down real quick. So it really just comes down to 2 little pieces working together. First, you have the phrase be up to. That just means to be doing something. Simple. Then you add have been, which is all about connecting the past to right now. So when you put it all together, you're literally asking, what activities have been filling your time from some point in the past up until this very moment?
Okay, so you get the hidden meanings, you get the grammar behind it. Now for the most important part, right? How do you actually answer this question without pausing and sounding like a textbook? Let's talk about some really natural, confident ways to reply.
And here is the absolute number 1 rule you have to remember. This question is not, how are you? The focus isn't on your feelings, whether you're happy, sad, or tired. It's all about what you've been doing. People are asking about your actions, your activities.
Now, if someone you see all the time asks you this and you don't really have any big news, these phrases are your best friends. Nothing much, just the usual. My personal favorite, same old, same old. They're all perfect. They're friendly, they're easy, and they're a totally natural way to say, hey, life's been pretty normal lately.
But what if you do have something interesting to share? Well, it's super easy. You just mention the main thing that's been taking up your time. Oh, I've been so busy with work. Or I've actually been traveling a lot. Or even, I've just been preparing for my exams. It's simple, it's direct, and it gives the other person an easy way to ask a follow-up question.
And now for a pro tip that will make your conversations 1,000 times smoother. After you give your answer, don't just stop there. The absolute best way to show that you're friendly and engaged is to toss the question right back to them.
And seriously, it could not be easier. A simple, how about you, or what about you, is all it takes. This one little step turns what could be an awkward question and answer moment into a real, flowing, two-way conversation. It's a total game changer, for real.
All right, for our last section, let's really level up your skills here. To become a true master of this phrase, it really helps to see how it compares to other, similar greetings. This way, you'll know exactly which one to pull out at the right time. Check out this breakdown. It makes it so clear. How have you been? That's about your general well-being, your feelings. An answer would be like, I've been great. Then there's our phrase, what have you been up to? That's focused on your activities. And finally, what are you up to? That's only about right now, the present moment. See that clear difference? Feeling, past activities, and present action.
Let's see it in action. Long time no see. See how that immediately sets the scene? It's a reunion. And that makes it the absolute perfect time to follow up with, what have you been up to?
Here's another classic example you'll hear. I haven't seen you in ages. That's your big clue. And adding the word lately on the end just really emphasizes that you're curious about their recent life. This is such a great natural-sounding combo.
And here it is. This is what the whole thing looks like when you put it all together. You've got your simple, casual answer, not much, just the same old thing, and then that crucial, polite return of the question. This right here is a perfect, bite-sized, real-world conversation.
So, there you have it. You know the different meanings, you know the grammar, you know exactly how to answer, and you know how it's different from other greetings. The only thing left to do now is to actually use it. So here's my challenge to you. In your very next conversation, why don't you be the one to ask it first? Go on, give it a try. You've got this.